Si usted no habla inglés, debe estudiarlo al servir como misionero, ya que será para usted una bendición en su misión y en el resto de su vida. El aprendizaje del inglés le permitirá ayudar a edificar el reino del Señor de formas adicionales y será una bendición para usted y para su familia. El estudio y memorización de vocabulario es sumamente importante. Estudiando temprano en el día es la mejor manera para recordar vocabulario con las intenciones de usarlo durante el día con su compañero. Usa tarjetas para ayudar a sí mismo a memorizar más rápido.
Si realmente desea asistir a las universidades presentadas en este programa, puede lograr ese objetivo de hábitos diarios de estudio continuo que incluye en su misión los requisitos. El capítulo 7 del nuevo Predicad mi Evangelio es específico en el requisito de que aquellos misioneros que utilicen esta misión para edificar una sólida red de miembros y compañeros sean bendecidos por la presencia constante de experiencias impulsadas por la educación. No dejes que esta misión se quede corta en todo lo que puede ser orar, estudiar, aprovechar las bendiciones del don de lenguas y Dios bendecirá tus esfuerzos con éxito aquí y después de tu misión. Tú eres el amo de tu futuro siempre y cuando sigas las impresiones del Señor.
Lesson 18, food, prepare. Lesson 18, food, how do you make that? Objectives. We're going to see these objectives at the end. I will learn to say what ingredients are in foods I like. I will learn to describe how to make foods I like. I will learn to ask others how to make foods they like. Personally, I think that this lesson on foods is one of the best lessons. Here we are, learn new vocabulary. We'll go ahead and just go ahead and hit them. I'll say them, you hit it, then I'll say it again. First.
First.
First. Next.
Next.
Next. Then.
Then.
Then. Kind of dead on that one, wasn't he? Last.
Last.
Last. Stir.
Stir.
Stir. Chop.
Chop.
Chop. Heat.
Heat.
Heat. Bake.
Bake.
Bake. Cook.
Cook.
Cook. Boil.
Boil.
Boil. Add.
Add.
Add. Put.
Put.
Put. Pan.
Pan.
Pan. Stove.
Stove.
Stove. Oven. Oven. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Okay. Ingredients.
Ingredients.
Ingredients. Flour.
Flour.
Flour. Salt.
Salt.
Salt. Sugar.
Sugar.
Sugar. Oil.
Oil.
Oil. Spoon.
Spoon.
Spoon. Knife.
Knife.
Knife. Fork. Fork.
Fork.
Fork. Plate.
Plate.
Plate. Bowl.
Bowl.
Bowl. Cup.
Cup.
Cup. Okay. All right, we're going to go through a flashcard set. The flashcard sets, they speak for themselves. You got your little arrows down there, the arrows in a circle. You got arrows in a circle. The arrows in the circle are flipping it. The arrows chasing each other. Yeah, that's the flip. It says click to flip is what it says. So hold it there. Click, hold it there. Go back. Go back to the click to flip. Click to flip. So you go ahead and push it. Click to flip. Cup. There you go. Actually, those are cups. Okay? And then you just press the next arrow and you continue on. Okay, so, and you guys have done this, so we really don't need to do it, but we'll just hit a couple. Groceries.
About ingredients.
Ingredients. Ingredients. Okay, let's see if I can get the next one. Let's just do it. Just a little test here. I'm going to guess. Cook. What do you think? Okay, you didn't even want to take a chance. You didn't want to take a chance.
I was afraid.
Yeah, afraid. Okay, bowl. bowl. Okay, and this goes on. Oven. Bake. Why didn't you take a chance? You thought I was right. Siguiente, following. Why is siguiente? Next. I say another word. Memorize grammar and target phrases. Target phrases. How do you make that? Or how do you make this? How do you? It goes like this. I'm going to do it in hand. How do you make that? Here, it goes like this. How do you make? Question is over here. How do you make that? Or how do you make this? Okay, that is out there. This is right here. Okay, how to make that? How to make this? Okay, what are the ingredients? You need bread and cheese. How do you make that? What are the ingredients? You need bread and cheese. Okay, I think we just jumped over some stuff there, honey. Okay, here we go. Grammar. First you put some cheese on the bread. Next, or then, next you put some oil in the pan. Then you heat the pan on the stove. Last you cook the bread for 5 minutes. And they're saying that next or then are interchangeable. Next you put, then you put. Okay, conversation. You're going to be red, I'll be blue.
This sandwich is so delicious. How do you make it?
It's easy. First you put some cheese on bread. Next you put some oil in a pan. Then you heat the pan on the stove. Last you cook the bread for 5 minutes. I typically, and you say,
Thanks, I'll try it.
but in the B part, it's easy. First you put some cheese on bread. Next you put some oil in a pan. Then you heat the pan on the stove. Last you cook the bread for 5 minutes. That works, but there's other ways to do it because you want that stove to be hot. So while you're putting everything together, turn that stove on, get that pan heated up. You want your oil hot, I think. You don't really want to put bread in there on soupy oil, on just oil that's not hot because it'll just suck it up in. So just a little heads up on that. I mean, you can do it the way they're saying it, but there's a better way. Pronunciation. Pronunciation principle, the letters oi and oi. Oi and oi.
O-I and O-Y.
Oi and oi. They're exactly the same. Toy and boil. Toil. Boil. Okay, hit it.
Oil.
Oil. Boil.
Boil.
Boil. Toy.
Toy.
Toy. Boy.
Boy.
Boy. Point.
Point.
Point. It's just memorization. Voice.
Voice.
Voice. Choice.
Choice.
Choice. That's a different person. That's not the same person. Joy.
Joy.
Joy. Noise.
Noise.
Noise. Employ.
Employ.
Employ. Avoid.
Avoid.
Avoid. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Coin.
Coin.
Coin. I don't know how you could say that that's spelled differently except for it's spelled differently. Why could you not go for destroy, D-E-S-T-R-O-I, destroy? I don't know. Royal.
Royal.
Royal. Join.
Join.
Join. Destroy.
Destroy.
Destroy. You don't say destroy. It's destroy. Destroy. Noisy.
Noisy.
Noisy. Destroy. Destroy. Okay. Listening. Okay. This is with the ear. Okay. We're going to hear somebody talk about something here. What is the couple making? Name 3 of the ingredients. Okay. So what are they making? And 3 ingredients. Let's write them down as we hear them. Okay? Here we go. We'll put them in our time slots.
Go over there and I'll tell you what to get.
There's an
Sit right here.
ingredient.
Sit right
There's an
here.
ingredient. There's an ingredient.
I'll tell you what spices to get out. We're making my famous, wonderful cookies. Baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, and salt.
Seasoned salt, celery salt, poultry salt,
Do
chicken
you remember what
seasoning.
you're looking for?
Nope. Raisins and craisins, gotta be in here.
Did you get the walnuts?
You didn't ask for walnuts. I
Well,
saw
I
the
said-
walnuts.
Walnuts.
She wants everything has to be specific and precise.
To this line right there is a cup and a half.
Oh,
So
that's
fill.
all.
Those are almonds. Okay, so the noise, all the noise that's going on back there is for your benefit. They do that intentionally to try and help you focus, okay? So anyhow, something, the cinnamon powder, salt, almonds, they were almonds. They said walnuts, but they ended up with almonds. Craisins, and they had walnut nuts, probably had walnuts also, but what I saw were almonds.
What were they making?
Cookies. Her favorite, her
Cookies.
famous cookies.
Her famous cookies.
Okay, baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon, salt, raisins, craisins, and walnuts. Weren't those almonds that he was chopping up?
Yes, he was chopping almonds.
Okay. All right. Life and Teachings of Jesus Christ. We're going to read through this whole thing. You can do it in Espanol, but to know it and understand it. Read the scriptures in English and in your native language. Well, they want you to do it in both. Think about the discussion questions. Write down your thoughts. Be prepared to share your thoughts with your partner. Earlier on, okay, whatever. In those, we're going to do it in English, actually. In those days, the multitude being very great and having nothing to eat, Jesus called his disciples unto them and saith unto them, I have compassion on the multitude, because they have now been with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. And if I send them away fasting to their own houses, they will faint by the way, for diverse of them came from far. Ooh. And his disciples answered him, From whence can a man satisfy these men with bread here in the wilderness? And he asked them, How many loaves have ye? And they said, 7. And he commanded the people to sit down on the ground, and he took the 7 loaves, and gave thanks and brake, and gave to his disciples to set before them. And they did set them before the people. And they said they had a few small fishes, and he blessed, and commanded to set them also before them. So they did eat and were filled, and they took up of the broken meat that was left 7 baskets. They started with how many?
7.
They had 7 loaves. How many loaves?
7 loaves.
How many fishes?
A few.
Few. Okay, so there's two accounts of the feeding of the 5,000, well, of the multitudes. So anyhow, one of the things that I have always thought about was that young boy. It's a different account, a different event actually. But when the little kid had the 5 fish, and they took those up, and they were able to give them out, and how that child felt that he was a part of the miracle that Christ worked for the benefit of the 5,000. And when you think on that, who are we sometimes feeding the children of God in the things that we're doing? That one day we'll look back and say, wow, we meant something in the moment. Now, for that kid, he was that little boy, he was only there momentarily, and had profoundly impacted, probably for the rest of his life, was known as the 5 fish boy, the boy who blessed it through Christ so many. I mean, we'll learn about this later. Go ahead. Not in this classes, but in life. Okay, lesson 19. Prepare. So is that 1 and 2?
We're not finished.
Oh, we're not finished. What was the purpose of this miracle performed by Christ? Sister Sutner, do you have an answer for that?
Well, the physical purpose was to actually feed the multitude because they had a need. And if the Savior said if he sent away fasting, they could faint because they were so hungry. So he was performing a physical miracle to satisfy a physical need, but also it was to increase their faith because all who were present partook of that miracle. They were fed, and they were aware that there was only a tiny bit of food. There wasn't food. People didn't bring food. They were out of food. So they were aware that this truly was a miracle, and they all partook of it. So it served a twofold purpose. 1, to satisfy a physical need, and 2, to fulfill a spiritual purpose to increase their faith in the Savior.
And I think that they had, when he announced it, how were they able? they were showing faith that they would stay there and jeopardize their own ability to get back to where they had to go. And the indication is that they weren't on a common path, that they weren't on a road that was plentiful with some kind of marketing or place where they could find food. So this was in a remote area. And so if he felt that way, I mean, he must have been certain about it. So what we end up with is the relationship between faith and miracles. And ultimately, the Christ is reinforcing their faith by that miracle that he proved for them. Okay?
Great.
That it?
Great.
Okay. We're done. Gracias.